What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is Creatia Comics. I am your host, the self-knighted former Sir Cussalott, now Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined, as always, by my co host, Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
How are you this lovely afternoon, Mara?
I am swell.
Swell. Swell.
Swell.
Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. I'm surviving
How
over
are you?
here. I'm surviving.
I know.
It's,
It
it's
it'll be you'll be fine soon, I swear.
I know. It's just for those of you wondering, I'm in the midst of moving right now, so I don't have everything that I normally have, like a chair, you know. So once the movers get here
Luxuries of
with,
life.
yeah, once the movers get here with the things that are essential for daily living, like somewhere to sit, um, I'll be better. I'll be better. Right now, I'm, you know, making things work. My back is killing me, but I'll live.
You this too shall pass.
I believe it. I believe it. But yeah, we're not here to talk about my furniture situation. We're here to talk about comic book shows. 'Cause that's what we do here at Creation Comics, formerly Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. So let's talk comic book stuff. First of all, we got some news though. Let's talk about what's happening in the news. Um,
Would you say this is newsy time?
I would say this is newsy time.
Newsy time.
All right. So, first of all, some Arrowverse news. Um, let's start with the less exciting of the news, I guess, for me. That Justice U is still in development. We are all assuming that most of the CW Arrowverse superhero shows are not long for this world. But it looks like they're still doing this Justice U thing. For those of you who don't know, Justice U is that show where John Diggle, I guess, is training future
Mm-hmm.
superheroes in the Arrowverse. So um, apparently, according to David Ramsey, that show is still happening.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Stay
I was gonna.
tuned." Apparently, also
I
this
was.
Green Lantern story isn't done, so we'll find out. I'm sorry, what were you about to
Oh
say?
boy. I was gonna say, yeah, I was watching this list earlier on if you guys are familiar with another channel called Watch Mojo, where they
Mm-hmm.
do like all these lists and stuff. One of my
Mm-hmm.
favorites. Because I like lists. Um, I was watching one quickly about, top 10 DC things that have been canceled, like shows and movies, and this was not one of them that was on that list, unless it is number 11.
Well, they like to do like honorable mentions toward the end, but I don't. It was it in there or
Mm-mm. I don't think they even did a honorable mentions for that one. I
oh,
think they
okay,
just went straight through.
okay. So yeah, that's still happening. Um, Also, it's been
Whether or not.
reported. It's also been reported. I believe I saw this on Deadline. Let me make sure because I have it saved here. Where did I get this from? Oh, I got it from the Direct. Apparently, there is some more crossover stuff still happening. On the Flash this coming season, Dreamer from Supergirl will be making an appearance. So it will not only be Batwoman, making an appearance, but also Dreamer. I'm thinking they're gonna throw in quite a few people because this is kind of like the last hurrah for the Arrowverse. So
That makes
I feel like
sense, yeah.
yeah, feeling like we're gonna get a few of them.
They were like, just so you can, because then they can kind of just close some things out, I guess, like some stories. Be like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this has happened. Da 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 da.
Yeah. And lastly, this isn't television stuff, but relevant nonetheless. We'll go ahead and talk about it here. It is official, right out of Henry Cavill's mouth and James Gunn's mouth. Henry Cavill will no longer be playing Superman in the DC universe in films. Personally,
I
I didn't really care one way or the other, but what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I know they said it's not the reason why, but I
Are you about to
feel
talk about The
like
Witcher?
this. Yes, I feel like he still lost Geralt at what cost?
Yeah,
But
they
at
did
what
say it
cost?
wasn't because of this that he lost his part. So, or he left the
But
part,
the
whatever the reason, he's
but
not
the
playing. It was
timing
not
is
because of this. Yeah,
just
yeah,
it's just so ironic. And this
yeah.
was the other role I liked him in, except for because of the whole mustache thing. I
The
really didn't
mustachio
like that.
fiasco.
Yeah, or mustache gate as they called it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Um I'll just stew.
You about to say you okay over there? This is the time to let all that out. You
I
know.
know, I'm just stewing because I mean, I also have very unpopular opinions about some of the DC products that have come out. Like I enjoyed Superman Returns with Brandon Routh. I agreed the story could have been a little bit different and we could also do without Kevin Spacey's involvement. But, overall, I thought it was a cute, solid movie.
I was
And
fine
then
with Superman Returns. I wasn't blown away by it. I was, often
right.
and multiple times
I wouldn't say
bored,
it was a
but
flop because I think people kept saying it was a flop and I was like, I wouldn't go that far.
nah, it wasn't
But
terrible. But there's
and
also other
then
things that I didn't hate that other people did, like the Suicide Squad movie, like not the one with Idris Elba, the Will Smith one. Like it
yeah,
was fine.
everyone was shitting on it and I was just like, it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, it was fine. It wasn't like it wasn't great. It was fine.
Yeah, like it I feel like it served its purpose of when tickets were $11 for the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like it was worth the $11.
Yeah. I'm not gonna reschedule my life to go see it, but it was cool.
Oh no, when it was first coming out, I was so excited to see it that I was just like, I hope cuz remember I was pregnant then. So I was like, I hope that I either don't deliver yet and she still bakes for a lot longer so I can go see it, or I hope she comes out at an adequate time that I can be healed and go see it. I, and then I was like, okay, I didn't have to rush, but cool. But like, and then so Man of Steel came out, and I was just like, okay, I like this. I like this one.
hmm People were all really upset about him like killing Zod, and I was just like, he needed to die. So I mean, I'm not bothered by that. Or like the whole,
Right.
them fighting in the city and so many people would have died and all. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens when gods fight.
Yeah.
It's just
It tends to be quite destructive.
yeah. Done, but that's why they had to make such a big deal out of the fact in Batman v Superman when they went in for that fight. They're like, the whole city has been evacuated, so they can know that no people were killed. I'm like, that's dumb. People died. It's what happened. All right,
You know
like
what I'm
just
saying? Like, there's no way you're gonna convince me that that whole city had maybe 50 people in it to cause like at least 50 casualties.
right.
But yeah, so I was like, we lost Geralt, but like, or Geralt, and then I was like, well, at least we still have Clark, and now I know we don't have Clark.
Nope, we don't have him either.
Every day, I feel like this Warner Discovery merge is costing me more than they are giving me back.
It's true because the whole thing with does everything look normal for you right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's me. I'll try to fix this in a second. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh, did you hear what happened? What else they're taking off of HBO Max?
No.
Westworld.
Fuck.
Yeah, I haven't even watched the last season yet, so I'm just
I haven't
like,
watched the last two.
mm. Okay,
I
hold
haven't
on one
watched since
second.
they
Okay,
left.
give me a second.
Hmm.
Actually, never mind. Fixed. Got it. Okay.
Yay. I haven't watched since they left the park.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like the one that had Jesse from Breaking Bad and Kid Cudi
Mm-hmm.
in it. I feel like I watched the first episode and I was just like, I need a minute because this wasn't. I was like, this ain't it right now. This ain't hitting the way 1 and 2 were.
Oh, I know, and it didn't. I watched it, and it didn't hit the way the first couple seasons did. So it was, yeah.
Damn, when is that leaving? I feel like I have. I feel like I
They
only
haven't
have 10.
said. They haven't given a date. It's just,
It's probably gonna
yeah,
come within the. Probably gonna come with the New Year. So it's like January 1st, 3 a.m. That shit's gone.
yeah.
What else is leaving?
I don't know. They said that, and that was it for me.
Oh wait, no, I found it. I found
A
an
lot of stuff
article.
has already left. Like, I think there was
Yeah, they
one show
took.
that was on there called that cartoon. I think it was called Close Enough or something, which I thought was just fantastic. But uh,
So I see here, the Nevers, Raised by Wolves, the Time Travelers. Why? Fuck, I gotta watch that too.
yeah, Close Enough was the name of that show. It was a cartoon. But yeah,
But they may be going somewhere else. They said too. Like they may just be going. They may be going to another
well,
streaming
they might
service.
sell them to other streaming services. Yeah, it's but there's no
But if
guarantee of that.
people, if right, because if they don't want to purchase the rights to show it because they don't feel like
Like
it
it's worth it.
will,
Like,
yeah, because like
who's gonna
I
pay for
recently,
Westworld? Like, honestly, like at this point, like
right,
Westworld is one of those things that it was a thing at a time, but who really cares
now
about
it's
that?
not.
Exactly. Like
Right,
I
because
care just because
everything's
I haven't seen
about
that last season yet, and I'm just curious. But
everything was, yeah, everything's now multiverses, so no one's gonna care about that shit
yeah,
but
well,
me.
like
Um,
close enough. Like I said, I enjoyed that cartoon, but who's gonna pay for that? Like it's just like I don't see any other platform paying for that show. Yeah,
mhm.
so it's we'll see. But they're taking stuff off,
Nah,
of course, because they want to be able to write it off as losses to save money, tax revenue, all that shit. So I get it, but fuck you.
it's just sad. Yeah, because like, what was it? I was trying to find out why I cannot watch the entire series of Law and Order, the original. Why like
It's not
no
on
one.
Peacock.
No, it has like the last like it has from seasons I think 12 or 13
Mm.
to the end, and then now the
It's
current revamp seasons. But
hmm.
like if you think remember, like that show ended at season 20 originally.
No, I don't know that, but okay.
Yeah. Well, yes, it does. So like I'm trying to watch 1 through 12 without buying every season on Amazon Prime unless someone wants to gift it. But it's just like I was trying to look that up essentially, and I was reading, so I was like doing such a quick
Are
deep
you
dive on it.
saying you're trading Law and Order seasons for feet pics?
I mean, if that's what it takes, I mean, you can see the piggies.
Y'all heard her. Y'all heard her.
There's like
Somebody get
it's
her Law and Order seasons. You get to see the little piggies. She might even paint her toenails for it.
yeah, I'm currently doing like what is it? Like a foot therapy to my feet. Not like currently, but like I've been doing like
About to say you got a foot therapist in there right now as we
no,
speak.
that'd be great. But you probably see me making a whole bunch of faces because my feet are ticklish.
Mm,
But like I was
gotcha.
saying, the reason why you cannot find the entire catalog on a streaming service is because the cost it would cost a network or a service to have the rights for every single episode would be astronomical without any guarantee that people would actually watch it. And I was just like, you'd be surprised how often I would rewatch that.
Yeah, you.
Me
They need
specifically,
more than just.
yes.
They need more than just you.
Mm, does Logan count?
Well, you all are watching it like at the same time, so no, it's
It probably wouldn't be at the same time. I'd be
with
letting
the
that
same
shit play
account
while I'm
though.
asleep.
With the
Yeah.
same account though is my point. Like,
That, I was just like, it's not like a group watch. It's just like she may be watching one day, I may be watching another. We might both be watching.
hmm. I was you know that show Young Rock.
Yes.
So apparently there are 5 episodes of a new season out, and I had no idea because it's no longer being put on Hulu. Yeah, it's now Peacock.
Mm.
It used to be both, but now it's just on Peacock, and I'm just like, somebody
Oh
should have
yeah,
told
NBC.
me.
Yeah, NBC stopped putting new episodes of Law and Order on Hulu, like SVU. Like it's all to Peacock, which isn't a problem since
Yeah, since
I
we've
have
got access
access
to
to
Peacock,
Peacock.
yeah, we've got access to Peacock. That's fine
It's just
because
I was so used to watching
exactly.
on Hulu because of the no commercials and such. Actually, I don't think there's commercials on Peacock either. Is
No,
there commercials on Peacock?
depends on the package you have.
Yeah, so I'm asking you again. Is there commercials
No,
on I was just like to be clear. Okay,
no.
yeah.
If
So
you
like
watch Peacock, there will not be any ads.
okay, cool. Yeah, so there's no ads
Let
either
me
way.
just put this out there for some reason, like you just don't understand this. If Travis has something, it is ad free. Travis does not do ads.
Okay.
You're talking to the person who gives Hulu, I mean, who gives YouTube that $10 a month because I despise seeing ads. But anyway, that's enough of that. I think that's all the news. So we can move
For
on. Actually,
newsy time.
yeah, that's the end of newsy time. So let's talk about this weird ass show. Let's talk about Doom Patrol because that's the only one that came on this week.
Yeah. You probably won't get Titans back until the new year.
Yeah, they're on a mid-season break, so they'll probably come back when Doom Patrol hits their mid-season break. Like it's kind of a thing where they probably
That's
trade off.
that's what I've that was the rumors I have heard.
Hmm. But yeah. So this episode of Doom Patrol was called what?
Nostalgia Patrol.
So yeah, well, there was some nostalgia happening in this one from a few people, but also this is fun for me because Bloodwork nigga was in this one. Also, he was on Heroes, but he was Bloodwork on the Flash, relevant to
Hmm.
our show. So that was fun.
Fun how that came around.
Yeah, yeah. But so this episode kicks off. Man, need to pick a side on that one, huh?
Yeah, you might want to.
Rita, she's watching some old movie and she's complaining about the fact that the team doesn't want her to be team leader no more, but also complaining about the actors in the movie because whoever the woman is in the movie, like this is supposed to be my part. She's not even emoting and blah 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 blah. Basically, she's just butthurt because the team doesn't want her to be leader anymore.
She's stewing.
Mm-hmm. At this point, the doorbell rings and there's a flyer for some kind of Rita Farr showcase happening at the theater in town. And she's like, "Oh, I should go. My fans want to see me," because she still has a hard time understanding that nobody cares about her anymore. But yeah, so she goes for that. We got Jane. She's just chilling out,
Trying to
trying to.
figure out her new purpose.
Yeah, but I said she's having a hard time trying to figure out the whole find your purpose thing. So that happened. And
I
there's
was gonna say, it feels like I want to know what happens if Jane finds her new purpose, because she's a construct of K's, but I feel like this is just building up to show us what happens, since we
yeah,
don't know what's happened to the others anyway, since they
exactly.
found their purpose. Imagine Kay down there just fucking murdering them once they figure it out.
That'd be interesting.
She's
I'd be down for
murdering her way out of her body.
that. Which she wouldn't have to do in order to have control because they would just give it to her if she wanted. But yeah, there's more with this shitty puzzle going on because puzzles pieces are all the same and shit. But then there's puzzle smoke, and I didn't understand the puzzle smoke at first until Jane later on explained what happened with the puzzle
And
smoke. Apparently, it made her
yeah, because she
come.
called
So
it fog. Yeah, because she called it fog, and I was just like, "What is this cold air?"
yeah, but then we got Vic. He's meeting up with those old friends, Derek and the crew. Um,
In
they're
Detroit.
all they're all being weird about him not having this tech anymore, cyborg stuff, uh, and also just being weird in general. Just
Yeah,
because that
it was.
whole meeting up with old friends thing when you haven't talked to him in a long time, like you left us behind, I didn't leave you behind, all that kind of shit.
Yeah, nostalgia was a good title for this episode.
Mm-hmm. They had that whole thing with them talking about the robot they made together and all that stuff, Mr. Invincible. Just them reminiscing about old days while Rita's trying to relive her old days, but being forced to relive the old days in a way that she didn't want to relive the old days. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because she got invited to the, what did they call it? The movie relieve, or what, reprieve or something like.
Retrospective or
Yeah,
something like that.
retrospective or something like, yeah, like that. And I was just like, this feels like a trap.
Yeah, because nobody cares about Rita. Like she thinks people care about her still, which is why she fell for it. But yeah, nobody cares at all.
I was like, come on, Rita. I know you know this feels weird.
No, she has a hard time accepting the fact that she's no longer a star. Um, and that gave her the validation she was looking for. Like, yes, see, the fans still love me. I should still be leader. Blah blah blah. Yeah,
At least somebody still loves me.
yeah,
She said as she slammed the
exactly.
door.
Um, then we got Larry. He's really just not dealing with the Keeg situation very well. Like, it's not. Yeah, but Keeg's not dealing with it well either. It seems he's just like, I'm not fucking with you right now, and Larry don't know
I mean,
why, but
Larry and Keeg's relationship is pretty much like the whole plot of the show Baby Daddy, when the baby was just dropped off at the door, and now he's a single dad trying to figure it out.
basically,
Is that
um,
show still on?
baby daddy.
Yeah, on Freeform.
I didn't even know it as a show. I thought you were talking about the movie.
Oh no, that's an actual show that was on ABC Family before it became Freeform, but I thought it was still going on for a minute. Either
I don't
way,
know.
all right.
Um, Rouge tries to go to Larry and advise him on everything, and he's just not trying to hear it because who gives a fuck what she has to say? Um,
Right. He's like, we don't know you. Like
yeah.
that still.
Then we got Rita finally is at the movie theater and she's watching her shit, and then knockout
She's
gas.
knocked out, like by some, but purposeful flying knockout
Yeah,
gas.
that's I'm like knockout gas question mark, and then is the gas alive? And yeah, we'll get back to that. She wakes up in the movie, but back to Vic and his get together thing. There was more of that awkward shit, and they're like, you know what? We gonna challenge the champions to laser tag.
Because
because
they used to be the champions.
they did. And they had that whole thing going on where like him and his friend Derek, where Derek is like started a whole robotics thing in Detroit, and the rest of the crew's been helping him out with that. And Vic's like, I want to help you out. He's like, no, they helped me out. It's cool. You ain't got to. Bye. You know,
Like,
I'm
you
like,
ain't got to be
dude,
involved.
you realize I'm the son of the dude that works in Star Labs. You can definitely use my help. Like, get over your pride right now. I know. I was not a very good friend. I was a shitty friend. He needs to go ahead and admit he was a shitty friend. But
Right. The whole time, every time he kept trying to explain, and he was just like, when he just kept saying like just going back at like what he lost and stuff like that, and now he's here, da 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 da. And I was like, can you just admit that you did run away though for like 10 years?
yeah, admit took off on him because you did. You may have had your reasons, but you did take off on them.
Yeah,
So
all that shit you said is true. It's very true and it's valid. But also, you still left.
yeah, you need to acknowledge how they feel, and explain yourself and let them acknowledge how you feel too. But you can't ignore what you did with them. It's all part of it.
Yep.
So yeah, we talk about this. Rita wakes up in the movie. Um, yeah, she's
Every time she has a feeling, that necklace filled up
yeah
with some liquid. And
back at the
meanwhile, matter
back at the ranch.
let's see, back at the manor, Rouge wants
Meanwhile,
to at the manor. The Rouge wants to do team building because of what Larry said.
yeah,
Because that was her takeaway from it. And so she's like, they're gonna go to the movie retrospective to support Rita. And I was just like, I mean, I guess it's a start, but I mean, also just
she's
talking to her.
yeah, like yeah, you can do that. She still hates you, but you can do that.
So then they sit down, and then they're like, the dialogue is not making sense. And then next thing you know, here comes purposeful knockout gas again.
Yeah, that was they started to realize. I think Rouge was like, "Yo, I think Rita's actually in the movie right now," and they all start to realize it. And then, yeah, here's the knockout gas.
But Rouge gets away because she turns into a bird.
hmm Yeah, then
And she
actually the
gets
dude that was in the scene with Rita, he starts like choking and gagging, and then just disappears. And it was like,
Oliver. Yes.
yes, him. Apparently, him and Rita were fucking at one point too. So at least that's what she said. I don't know.
It'd be like that.
hmm But yeah, now they're all in the movie except Vic, of course. He's still hanging out with his peoples. But
Were they all in the same movie or were they in different ones?
it's hard to tell. But I think it was like them being placed in different movies.
That's what I thought. I was
Um,
just like, I feel like they're in the different ones that they were gonna retrospect.
yeah. Apparently, there's this entity known as Dr. Janice that's controlling everybody in that movie world. And they're like, yo, just do what she wants, so we'll be okay. Like, it's best if we
Like,
do that.
don't like right, like don't fight this.
Yeah.
Just do what she says.
Mhm. Yeah, back to the laser tag though. They playing laser tag, and Vic and Derek are doing that arguing back and forth where they going, you weren't there with us and you weren't there for me, blah 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 blah, and they end up losing the laser tag because they're arguing instead of playing laser tag.
Yeah. They was tight because it was little kids,
Yeah, no reason why they shouldn't have won that at all.
right? It would have been bow, 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 headshot, headshot, headshot. It would have been all of that. I'd have been excessive.
Even though
I would
headshots
have
don't
grabbed
work
a,
in laser
I
tag,
would
but
have I would have grabbed a kid with a headlock and then been like, bah, with the
excessive.
laser tag gun. Just to reiterate that.
The laser.
Not
That
a
was an
real
Austin
laser
Powers show.
either. It's a light. A pew
Yeah,
pew.
yeah, yeah.
We do not advocate for actual violence of any kind against actual children.
Right. Unless it's with the paintball gun. Then they're
Yeah,
fair game. If
I
they're on
mean
the
that's
paintball field. They're supposed to
right.
get
That's
shot
not
then.
that. Right. That's not violence.
You ever made a kid cry at paintball?
I've never been paintballing.
Noted. All right. But yeah, they lost because that happened. Um but yeah, and this is when Jane and Cliff are talking, and apparently, yeah, Jane busted a nut from the smoke, from the puzzle smoke. So, and Cliff's
she
talking about
felt
like,
she felt different about it.
yeah, and Cliff was just talking about how, like, of all the things I've ever felt, that's what I miss the most. Like, and it's just like, as far as physical feelings go, I get it. Like things
Yeah,
that
it's
you
just like how
physically
do
felt
you?
before, you can't really replicate that. Like it's
Nope.
just,
It's like yeah, it's like when you touch like it's when like when you smell a certain candle and you it just takes you back and it reminds you of like something like your mom or something like that wore on like this one key moment and you're just like can't can't just specifically make that like on purpose do it.
I just want to point out we were talking about orgasms, and then you move that into memories of your mother. Just want to
I thought I
just
thought you were talking about what Cliff was talking about with his sense of touch because he was going off at Jane about um shut up Siri um about the whole when she was just like she felt weird about it and he was just like Jane I would fucking kill for that.
well, yeah, he was talking about because like the feeling that he felt the most was orgasm. It was coming. That's what he missed the most.
What was that?
Yeah, that was the blinds. It was a little bit of the wind blowing because I had to open up this window. It got hot in here.
Oh, I was like, what is the buzzing now? What is happening?
Oh yeah, the wind blew and it made a little vibrating thing on the blinds, and it yeah.
I was just like, we're talking about orgasms and now things are vibrating.
Yeah, the wind was paying attention. But anyway,
Read the room.
exactly. Then they ended up in this Rita's sci-fi movie was basically a knockoff Star Trek because they were in the different colors and all that kind of shit with the little comm badges and all that happening. Like, oh yeah,
Cliff was very
knock,
excited.
yeah, knockoff Star Trek because he thought he was actually in Star Trek, and she was like, no, no, this is not actually
No,
Star
no,
Trek.
no.
Yeah, the utopia that is Star Trek is not where you are. So yes, hunger still exists in this world. um, but yeah, then everybody except Rita ends up getting locked up. Um, everybody except Rita ends up getting locked up in the little cell thing because Mr. 104, I think said his name was.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
What?
What is element 104?
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, he was
Ruther
there.
Rutherfordium.
Okay, that was.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what that is. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna tell y'all though, because you should look it up. But like,
It's a
I know.
solid.
I definitely know. I'm not like just saying things to act like I know and I don't really know. I know.
Hmm.
And I'm
It
not just stalling so Mara can figure out what it actually is and tell y'all. That's not at all what I'm doing.
it is so to explain what it looks like. It's an abstract metal. Um, it's a I'm sorry, it's a radioactive metal that does not
Mm.
occur naturally. Relatively few atoms have ever been made. At present, it is only used in research, and it has no biological role.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
could go into further science on it, but I would just confuse myself. So,
it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, they end up all getting locked up in that cell by Mister 104 and Doctor Janice, and it's all just to make Rita emote because none of their powers work. She has to go across the bridge and exude enough emotion to fill the little jewel thing up, and Doctor Janice takes it, and yeah,
and she's
then
like, Immortus will rise.
yeah. Still don't know who Immortus is, but we know it's important because the night folks, the Templars, were just like, that's a problem. So clearly Mr. Immortus is gonna do some shit.
Yeah, because Immortus is something like when I Googled it or when I looked it up just now, it came up under Marvel. And I was just like, oh, General Immortus. Okay. I was like, wait a second.
But yeah, Rita's about to die because she falls through the bridge. Fire everywhere. But then Keeg saves them all somehow. Like he was doing something up in the sky. I don't know what he was doing, but he did something up in the sky. It looked like he went into blood work, nigga. I don't even know what happened then, but he flew right into him, and they
And
were
then
all out.
they were all in the theater.
But Rita's unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we cut back. We got Vic and his folks. They're leaving the little whatever that place
Heartwarming.
is. Yeah. And Derek gives him the Mr. Invincible robot. He was like, we said we share custody. I had him for 10 years. You get him for the next 10 years. And hopefully this is a thing where they stay in touch now and Vic gets over himself. And
Right?
yeah. And also I need Vic to go back to being cyborg because Vic not as cyborg is not nearly as interesting as they think he is.
Yeah. Like you care about him as the person, but it's also just like what is his purpose
Yeah, the same thing that
now?
everybody keeps asking him. What is your purpose? And they have yet to answer that question.
And it's just like, I know it's only episode 3, but this just tells me that there's only 3 more episodes left before they go on their finale or their mid-season break.
Mrs. Break, yeah.
And it's just like, you've told us nothing yet.
We don't need this to be another Stargirl situation where you wait to the end of the season to do something interesting.
Because then by then I won't care.
Exactly.
And this whole thing with Larry and Keeg is dragging also for me personally.
I keep forgetting it's a thing, so it doesn't bother me as much because I just keep forgetting about it. But yeah,
Want him
that
to get to
was
negative man status.
don't we all? But yeah, that was this week's episode of Doom Patrol. Mara, who's winning this week?
I gotta say, Immortus feels like they are winning.
I was gonna say Dr. Janice just because she was the one we actually saw do something. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, that team, them folks, they winning right now because they got exactly what they wanted.
And
Who's
then
losing?
losing? Rita, of course.
I'm with you. I would agree.
She has no control over on her body right now. So I feel like that's genuinely a losing situation.
None whatsoever. But all right. Yeah, that'll be it for this week's episode of Creatia Comics, y'all. Do not forget you can follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at It's Creation World. That is ITSCREATIA World. If y'all don't know how to spell world, I don't know what to tell
It's
you.
on the screen.
It's on
You
the
got to
screen, but
watch
if
the
you're just
episode.
listening, you in trouble. So you should probably watch us on YouTube or, the Spotify video. You can, it's there too, or on Pornhub. You can watch us on Pornhub because we're there too.
Mhm.
So you can watch
That link
us.
is also
Let us go ahead and get you hot, and then you can go on over to your other video and finish yourself off.
there. You go.
We'll warm you up, and then somebody else can finish you off. Or you can finish with us. You know what? I'm not here to judge you. Whatever works for you.
Our main intention is to be the fluffer.
Exactly. But if you just happen to, come to completion during the fluffing, I'm not here to judge you.
Right? That's your business.
Exactly. Also, you can find us on Facebook, though, at facebook.com/Creatia World. We also have a Facebook group for this particular podcast. Mara, what's that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/group/Creatia Comics.
Nice. Also, if you're a wrestling fan, you need to go ahead and check out Smacking and Raw each and every week with the Warden Matt Ritter and Vince Daddy Delgado. They have their own Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Smacking and Raw. You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORDCUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Instagram and Twitter at Mara the Shark. MARADASHARK.
Nice. All right, folks, those of you watching live, thank you very much. If you're not, you can catch us twitch.tv/Creatia World. Thank you very much for doing so. And yeah, we'll catch y'all next time. We're going to go on a 2-week break now. All the Creatia World's going on a break. We'll catch y'all next year after Smacking and Raw. We'll be back in the new year. So we will catch y'all then. Until then, we out.
Bye.